Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Sorry that our stream was not at noon today. We're going to get into it a little bit later what I want to lay out for you guys of why that happened. But I do apologize. I'm happy that we're here now. And I think today is going to be really interesting, some interesting conversation. I'm really curious to get what you guys think. We have a lot to go through. Um, but yeah. So, hello. I'm happy to be here. Happy to see you guys. Thank you for being here. And yeah, first thing, let me ask you, do you believe it's possible for a psychic to solve a true crime case? Do you believe it's even possible at all? And then while you answer that, I just want to say, it's no secret. I used to talk about it a lot. Summer's case. Um, it holds a special place in my heart and mind, right? And it's something that I'll always be kind of waiting for something to happen with, for someone to be arrested, for Summer to be found, for something like that. And I know that there are so many of you guys who feel that way too. And this situation is bringing her case back into the headlines, back onto like people's news feed. Okay. And I don't know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like that's up for debate. I've heard Chris Proudfoot, step parent of missing Sebastian Rogers, say he didn't mind it. He thought it was good to keep the name out there. And then I think, we're going to get more into it. I think there's another side to it as well. And by the way, I did do a live on my second channel with a friend of mine named Foxy about psychics last year, but this is going to be far more specific. We're going to go through a bunch of stuff, but let me see what you guys said about that. So, WRX says yes. Callie Lisa said no, flat out no. Tobeans, good to see you. Mick Not Mac, good to see you. Tobeen says yeah, but rarely. Tess says maybe 10%, but the good ones don't talk about it on YouTube. In my honest opinion, obviously. Creative Mind says hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Yes, I do, Pointer Lover says, and I believe some people are gifted. So, me too. I believe that as well. But let me turn my camera off because I got a lot I want to go through with you guys. Oh, wait. First, I was going to show you. I know it's going to mess up my screen. Well, we'll do it at the end. We'll just have some chit chat at the end that's not related to what we're talking about. I think that's the best way to go about it. So, Psychic Reverend Donna Serafina. If you've been following true crime for any amount of time, I'm sure you've heard her name come up. If you don't know who she is, let me know. Oh, thank you, Tobeans. Kimberly says a very small percent. I don't believe legitimate ones would talk about it on YouTube. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. We're doing good. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Wait till I show you my little tree at the end and stuff. That's what I was going to show you, but I think it's better to wait. So, taking it back to Summer for just a moment, and I probably did at least 50 live streams on her case. I do see things a bit differently. I was fresher to social media true crime, and especially a case that was happening at that time, like unfolding as you go. It's been a while, so the details aren't necessarily fresh in my mind. But like I said earlier, she stole my heart. She stole many of your hearts. This beautiful little girl, and part of it for me maybe was living in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Like it brings that's where I'm from. And maybe that's part of why the case kind of just grabbed me. But also, I think part of it was because you see, she's kind of living in a bit of squalor, and her parents are having their own stuff they're going through and their own issues, and they're on YouTube. And you just think, God, man. And you just want to be there. I don't know if it's necessarily not for her, obviously, but for awareness or support. You just want to be there. And you're like, I'm going to stand up for this little person. I don't know. It's something like that. So the case has a hold on a lot of people's hearts, So I think for that reason alone, I have to talk about this. There's a couple other reasons too. And we're going to get into this. I think we'll just start here. So I've mentioned Donna on my channel in the past, and I've mentioned her as a psychic I believed in. You know, and I'm not okay. So Lori Vallow case. You know, the whole world is looking for Lori Vallow's kids. And this psychic comes out and she has very specific claims about these kids. And it turns out after the fact that those were true. We're going to hear the detective from that case in just a moment tell you exactly what he thinks and how it was kind of creepy for him too, because some things were wrong, but some very specific things were dead on. So that kind of made me a believer right there in itself. Then we went on to Suzanne Morphew, and she got quite a few things right with that too, very specific things. So I want to be clear, you know, I know a lot of people think she's just a fraud and a fake. I don't necessarily think that. I think she might have some abilities. I kind of think I'm weird. Okay. My beliefs, we're not going to get into it, but let me just tell you, I kind of think all people have some bit of ability they could tap into. I do believe that. I believe tarot cards can be legit. And I believe that. I also believe that the Bible is real, and I believe in God. And my beliefs are all kind of very personal to me, right? But this made me a believer in her and in psychics a bit in general, right? All these details that she got. Well, you know, a lot of people have their thoughts on, like I said, a lot of people think she faked that. They think she changed dates and changed titles and did this and that. And I don't necessarily think that, but I have a big problem with how she's handling these cases on social media. I also want to be clear. I think all opinions are welcome in this chat tonight. But Sweetie Pie Low, this has been her, you know, number one right-hand man. I have talked to her privately, you know, in the past, a while ago, a year or two ago, about many different things. I truly believe that she is convinced, and I think she's being used and manipulated. She's being used. She's beautiful. She's easy on the eyes. Her voice is kind of easy on the ears, all those things, and it helps get the message out. So I kind of think she's being taken advantage of in this, and I don't want to, my negative thoughts, I think she holds some responsibility, obviously, but my opinions and stuff are more about Donna and what we're going to go through, the behaviors, things that have happened along the way, things like that. So that's where I stand. Everybody can have their opinions, but please keep it respectful, right? Like at least to a degree, because I think that's the best way to have a good conversation. So Donna Serafina, back to the Daybell thing. Recently with Hidden True Crime, Kay Woodcock has came out and spoke about that. We might listen to that, but first, let's see what we got here. I've got all kinds of stuff pulled up for us to go through. First, we're going to hear from the detective on that case. Okay. Now, I'm going to share this link. I will have all of these in the description, all these channels, because I wasn't sure what I was going to play. So I didn't do that before, but I'm going to drop the link as we watch, and I'll have it in the description for replay.
By now, Ziggy's so-called...
Oh God, I got to wear these ugly headphones because I can't hear. Okay.
Bombshells weren't just coming from Facebook with...
Now, this is from a creator named Lippy. She's done like a couple of videos that I've watched during my research for this, right? And they are very good. I highly recommend going and watching. Callie says, just wait till you get older and you'll understand there are no psychics. Okay, so she's done a great job, but here she clips. I never saw this. Detective Hermosillo went on this channel, Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo. Now, this is a short video, what I'll be sharing the link to, but it's a clip out of her longer video on this topic. But here's what the detective says, starting with Donna, what gave her credibility, especially in this little community, and where that goes back to. We got to start here before we get into summer. We're going to get there. Here we go.
Department was the first detective to take the call when Tylee Ryan and J.J. Vallow were reported missing. He went on to serve as the lead investigator in the case, and he testified under oath in court. Here's what he said about psychics
We got to talk about the psychics.
Let's talk about psychics.
I love the psychics. Now, please know, I do not believe in psychics, but I love a good, oh, you got some tarot cards? I want to know all about it. So what is your relationship with the Reverend Donna Serafina Donna, one of those?
And let me ask you, if you are knee deep in a case, following every step of the way, will you go watch a psychic for information? I'm very curious about that. The link is in the chat. And yeah, maybe this will open up the minds of people. The reason why I want to keep this respectful, kind, but honest, and have a real discussion, it's not going to be an easy one. There's going to be some parts here. I hope that it will appeal to the people like Sweetie Pie Low, the people who think, because at one time I thought I believed in her. Now, let me say, I think there's a big difference on what happened with, let's say, some of the other cases and what's happening now. There's a lot of gossip, rumors, and we'll get into that. But I'm hoping that this will appeal and make people see why this is not okay. It's not cool. And there are so many parts of this that are so fucked up. Okay. So, and maybe it appeal to her to keep things and do things a little differently. But here we go.
Her actual name. I'm never sure which way her name goes.
Okay, so I'll give you the scoop. You ready?
Yes, please.
Okay. Early on, we would get a call from a lot of psychics. That's when we had the tip hotline set up, and we would get tips from everybody. So we would get a psychic that called in and said, the kids are in a bunker, they're being held in Montana somewhere. Or I can see the kids, they're in a hole, they can't talk, they're hungry, they're tired. And so they would give us that. Or I could see the kids up in a mountain somewhere. Donna said what she said. So we really can't take those psychic tips seriously because we have to have foundation and facts and evidence in order to follow up with things. Now, I'll say that the psychics had zero to do with us finding JJ and Tylee.
The psychics had zero to do. Now, some people don't believe this, and but in my opinion, they proved it during the court process. We saw the evidence that led there, being Alex Cox's cell phone data and how it showed exactly where in the yard and he was at during the time of, what he did to Tylee, what they did to Tylee. Let's keep listening.
It was evidence. It was warrants. It was hard detective work that led to the discovery of those kids. With that being said, Donna had some pretty close-ish information that kind of matched up with how we found the kids. So that was kind of spooky. It was kind of weird.
Donna had some close-ish information, and it was kind of spooky, kind of weird, because Donna did say that JJ would be in pajamas, wrapped in plastic under a tree, that Tylee would be dismembered and things like that. And that's pretty specific, right? And these are the things that will make people believe. This is what made Sweetie Pie Low believe. She said that in her first video. She was a skeptic. But when she was reading the readings and when she was listening to the readings and reading the initial police reports and stuff, she could not get over how many things she got right, which is going to set a dangerous precedent for other cases going forward, which we're going to get into, like I said, because this is about summer, but just stay with me. I'm staging the scene or whatever you want to say, like laying the foundation for you guys. Okay.
She was off on some things, but she was kind of accurate on some things too. But nothing that she said we use because we can't use it in a court of law. And we can't use it based to get warrants. And so...
Right? Try walking into a judge's chambers with a crystal ball and see how far that gets you.
We would listen to those tips and kind of just...
link again, you guys.
Because we had to listen to everything. But we never used any of the information as part of the investigation.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me. As a non-police person, a big mouth gossip on the internet, I'm living on every single...
Absolutely, it makes sense. You have to have... you have to show how you got there because, hello, it's not just about arresting someone. It's not just about finding the kids is very important, but it's not just about that. You have to tie everything together with a trial to have that person pay for what they've done. And in a trial, everything gets laid out. You need to show how you got to where you got. You know, I mean, look at with Koberger, the way that they fought, how they got the DNA evidence and stuff. It's important. Let's keep listening.
Word the psychics say. But if you showed up on the stand and you were like, I promise to tell the truth, Your Honor, this random psychic from the internet said X, Y, and Z, I would look at you like you were a crazy person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's exactly
You're like,
what we would do. Yeah.
You're like, I got this warrant for probable cause because the local psychic told me a thing.
Yeah. I could just imagine Lori trying to cross me on something like that. She would
Exactly.
probably have some questions for me then.
Yes, she would, even though Chad claims he's psychic, and Reverend Donna claims that Chad is psychic too.
That wasn't speculation from YouTube. That was the detective who handled the case.
Boom. So that's it of that video we're going to watch. I just wanted y'all to see that. Please go watch her series. It is very good. Hey, Natasha. Hey, you guys coming in. Okay, so now the Daybell case. I didn't know this until doing my research, but it looks like Krisha and Donna had some communication in the beginning. Now, I'm sure most of you guys were here with me talking about Hidden True Crime, and most of you know that Krisha is Kay Woodcock's daughter. And what Donna does is she does these readings as a medium, not just a psychic, a medium, and she likes to have a family member or someone close on the phone. Again, I'm not one that thinks she's fake or a fraud. I truly don't. I think that, I've explained how I think. But so she likes to have a family member there. Her and Krisha work together a bit. Found this video on her channel. Woodcock's daughter states DA and law enforcement have all info from psychic Reverend Donna. Now, she tries to use this as proof as to why she solved the case. This is her claim to fame. I solved the Daybell case. First of all, this is not proof. Second of all, you're putting out communication with a victim, and I don't like it at all. I'm only showing it to show. It's not even proof. What she says in the message says this has to be compelling to law enforcement. I would think I would love for them to see this. I want to help so bad. I'm 100% behind you because you have made finding these babies your life. I can't make people see what I see about the psychics, and it's so frustrating. I mean, this doesn't prove anything. It proves that Krisha was snowed and believed that you were the only person that led to finding the kids, when I think you probably got some of that right, but that's not the case. And putting out these, it's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. So you are a psychic who talks about true crime, people's worst moments of their life. And listen, it's not a book. It's not a story. Krisha is not pretend. Kay and Larry are not pretend. JJ and Tylee are not pretend, okay? But you're talking about them and using what happened to them to grow your platform and your business. It just feels predatory to me or something. Like, I don't like it. Why put out these messages? It doesn't prove anything. What do you think? Shouldn't your work speak for itself? That's just wrong. And in the future, I mean, how can you expect anybody? I don't know. I didn't like this at all, okay? But let's talk about why Donna wanted to prove so badly that she solved the case. I have her channel pulled up, but it's on her community post. So give me just 1 second because I want to open up her. Well, I'll tell you what. If I just type in YouTube and Psychic Reverend Donna, I guarantee you it comes up. Let's do a test like that. The woman who solved the Daybell case. Oh, look, here we go. Couple things, and then boom. Lori Vallow Daybell, Psychic Bombshells by Reverend Donna Serafina. Lori Vallow's daughter helped solve her own murder. Tylee Ryan, most important, Psychic Lori Vallow. And she is known to herself and wants people to know her as the person that solved the case. Why? And this is when don't have it. I forgot to send it to myself, so I'm going to play it from my phone, okay? So Kresha had her mother on the show to talk about hidden true crime. And during that discussion, Donna came up. So, there was an award for the kids when they were missing. Kay and Larry put up an award, and I guess Donna felt that they should pay her because she believed she is who solved this case. And she had a lot of people calling them and constantly letting them know that they owed her $20,000. Okay. Remember, people reach out to psychics in their most desperate moments. That's why another reason I don't like you putting the messages out. When my cousin passed away 2 years ago, she was raised like a sister to me, for people who don't know. I've lost so many. I've dealt with a lot of death in life, and there was nothing quite like that. And I've had these moments with other losses, but never like this before. I desperately wanted to hear from her. I would sit in my house and close my eyes and just cry because she died unexpectedly and she was young. And I would just cry and beg her, if you're here, please give me a sign. Like, God, please make a noise. Like, just sitting there for long periods of time in complete silence and desperately wanting to hear from psychics, to hear from her. I mean, can you imagine when your loved one is missing? Because when you don't know what happened to them, that right there is enough to make you desperate, even when you do know and you're just missing them. You become desperate, right? Hey, you guys coming in, make sure to rewind a bit if you do, or later rewind, so you don't miss what we've already talked about, because it's interesting and it all kind of goes together and tells a story. Just 1 second, you guys. Okay, I had to clear my throat. So this is when Kay goes on to Krish's channel, and they're talking about the hidden true crime stuff, and she brings up Donna. Now, I will hold on just 1 second. Okay, I just pulled it here. I had to grab it from another channel. I'll share the link to this live in the chat. I know it's on Facebook. I could not find the link. So, because Hidden True Crime struck down the live, but let's just hear this part here. So I'll drop the link to this live in the chat.
People sending you shit saying, you need to pay Donna Serafina
She says you weren't stalked, Lauren. Let me rewind 10 seconds.
text or whatever on TikTok or whatever. That's not being stalked. You want to know what's being stalked? People sending you shit saying you need to pay Donna Serafina $20,000 because she solved the case. That's being stalked.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I got plenty of those. Oh
yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, and then yeah, and by the way, if anybody knows Donna Serafina, no, we did not pay her $20,000 because law enforcement said they don't even know who she was. They don't know what. Don't be there paying anybody.
And she goes on to talk about how much stress this caused them at the time, how hard this was, and all these people demanding that this family pay the psychic. And she goes on to say that Donna told her that she'd lost her dog and she hadn't been working for months because she spent all of her time looking for these kids. So, she deserves the reward. It is absolutely so icky, Tess, and this is the problem. There is nothing wrong with, if you feel you have a gift, trying to help, okay? And especially if you have a family member like you did, trying to help, okay? In this situation with the Daybells. putting it out on YouTube takes it to the next level. And especially when we get into Summer Wells, because then we're talking about just all sorts of rumors, accusations, shit that's not true at all. And I'm going to give you I'm going to show you just a touch of that. We could get into that stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. We could get deeper into it on other lives. Psychic Reverend, correct. So if I remember correctly, her daughter passed away and she was desperate for connection. Again, desperate, like I said, to connect with your loved one. And she went to spiritual school and became like ordained or whatever you have to do. She did a lot of stuff. Like did a lot of training. She participates in training to this day, stuff like that. Believe it or not, that's not what we're here for. And it's okay. All opinions are fine regarding that stuff. But all right. So now, you think you solved the Daybell case. Not only are you sharing and making videos, sharing private messages with family members of the victims, with victims. I mean, they're victims too. Not only are you sharing that, but you're messaging them privately and demanding that you get paid the reward. But police can show clearly that they didn't use your reading to find the kids. So that's just bullshit. So if you have, like I did at one point, believed that, hey, and especially, like I said, if you're new to YouTube and you don't really think about it and you think, oh my God, she has the answers. Like it's so, I don't know. I believed it. I believed her after the Daybell stuff. Then Suzanne Morphew. She got quite a few things right there too that were kind of odd things. And if you weren't here a moment ago, even the detective said it was kind of creepy, the things that she got right with Daybell. So then we get into Summer Wells. Summer Wells is a case that her case taught me a lesson and has changed forever how I will discuss these things. I can see being caught up in thinking you're doing what's right to a degree. But some of the claims have been just so flat out nasty. And let me tell you what she says, and she says she tells Lauren to say many times, psychics are not always right. The best psychics in the world are only right 80% of the time. What if you're wrong? The things you put out there, even saying that, she speaks as if the things are facts at other times. So it's confusing. But even saying that, what if you're wrong? You admit yourself you could be wrong, but you're all right just putting the most disgusting rumors out about this missing baby and her siblings and her family? So Summer's case has been quiet for a while. And it seemed like a lot of the creators who were covering her had kind of shifted over to covering Sebastian Rogers. It's kind of some of these channels, it's whatever the hot topic is, day after day after day after day after day. And Summer at one point wasn't a hot topic anymore for a lot of people. So, but in the recent, I'd say since the anniversary of her disappearance, things have kind of sparked up again. We had Don kind of speaking out and, because I've showed you guys the article from the local news. He talked to them. We had some stuff happening with Candace and another creator, White Boy Lockdown Radio, his mods and stuff that brought a little drama, a little bit of attention. Then we had the lie detector stuff with Ziggy. Now, for you guys who don't know, I don't know Ziggy. Never watched her like that. I have a lot of friends who do. Don't really care either way about her. Don't care. But what I will say is, obviously, it's clear what she's doing. She's one of those day after day after day, every rumor, every jump on it. She went to their home. I mean, I remember this. This is one of the only things I know about her. She went down to where they live and saw some animal bones and went live. Oh my God, there's bones, like stuff like that. Just whatever. So she was doing, I still don't know all the details of the lie detector stuff. So that was part of this like build up. But after that, there was a lie detector thing where her and Fred were talking with Sharon. They were going to do this lie detector test and none of that worked out. Then we get into them going on with Donna and her, like I said, to me, Sweetie Pie Low is like who Donna is manipulating to do her business, to get her name out there, to get her face out there, stuff like that. All of them together. Okay, it's gotten pretty crazy. Now, if you've ever heard any of Donna's readings on Summer, they are just absolutely graphic. I considered just playing them, and I could do that. I don't know if that's a good thing to do because they are so graphic. Am I spreading the message further? But she does say, Summer she has a lot of claims about her home life. And then she claims that, they were part of her being sold. And because her case got so high profile, they made a snuff film. And Donna saw it all. And there's a lot more to it. And the accusations, and it's just gotten downright nasty with a lot of vitriol. So where should I start with this? Because I got a couple things I want to go through with this. The reason my live was late was because I miss us. They have a live tomorrow addressing some of the drama. I'll be really curious. I thought it was today, but it's not. But the other day they went live, and my God, it was nuts. We had Jody Sue, the neighbor, coming in and coming on panel and cussing and screaming, and they're all like going back and forth. It was a whole thing, okay? Then we have this, Gavel Geeks, and let me tell you what. Gavel Geeks, if anybody knows the case, she knows it. And her post was quite interesting. I want to read it to you. So 3 days ago when this live was happening, she posted, Fred Hill, the neighbor, the criminal neighbor who is using the case just like Andrew and everybody else and Ziggy and all the people, in my opinion, to grow platforms, get attention, and get money. Okay, so Fred Hill, the Zigster, Sweetie Pie Low, and the fraud psychic know they are lying. This is from Gavel Geeks. I pointed out proof that Fred is lying, and they timed me out. Fred could not possibly have recorded what he claimed when he claimed it. They start their lives. They'll get real serious with him. Like, okay, so what do you remember about that day? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She goes on to say, this is so incestuous. They literally are making crap up to fit her psychic readings. Why is this okay? Why are you all okay with the damage these con artists are doing and have done to this child? So I want to show this because I think it's important. And since the message didn't get received, I think the more people that could see her comments that were blocked out of there, the better. It won't load for some reason, but it says, funny how EquiSearch was already there in Lil's story. They weren't there until the weekend. Fred couldn't have heard or recorded that. Fred is lying. And then she goes on to say, that proves Fred is lying. EquiSearch was not there until the weekend. Fred could not have heard or recorded that in the first 3 days. He is lying. And then she's timed out. Shouldn't you? I can tell you what, you can come in my chat right now and have any opinion you want on this, as long as you aren't disrespectful to me or even the people we're talking about. Don't be calling them names and shit like that. I said many people believe that she's a complete fraud. I don't necessarily believe that, but whatever. People can say how they feel here. I think it's a big red flag when you're blocking the truth from being told, especially from people who have researched so much. Fred has told so many lies. To be honest, I don't even know the full all of that. I couldn't believe when they got married. So Ziggy, a creator covering the case nonstop, just very salaciously marries the neighbor who, when he gets out of jail, and I have not watched all the interviews they've done and stuff, and I'll tell you why, because I don't believe any of it. I don't think they have any answers, and I think it's all bullshit. I can't waste my time watching all the different shit they do. Now I kind of want to, but I hadn't. Oh, hey, Jody Sue. Jody Sue says, bad news. Gavel is wrong too. Well, regardless, listen, we can agree to disagree on that. At the end of the day, she shouldn't have been timed out for trying to point out something that was wrong, right? Truth blocked and disparaging comments were left. Hey, Pixie, by the way, good to see you. And Jody Sue, I know that's what I was going to say. I only went up cursing and carrying on after they fucked with me. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Donna acts like oh God, I heard a clip today where she said something about, we're going to read it actually, her post. We'll get to that in a second. She talks about all these drug addicts, criminals, alcoholics, pedo supporters, a lot of really nasty accusations. But then later she'll say, they just talk so nasty. They say the craziest stuff. You are flat out accusing people of some pretty gross and disgusting stuff. I mean, that's just the truth. I watched it. You were not there. And you might believe your visions or whatever. And Sweetie Pie Low, listen, you are being manipulated to be, it's truly, honestly, really gross behavior to a lot of people who have been deeply affected by a missing child. I mean, I just hope that you can open your eyes and see that, man. This is wrong. It's wrong. But let's listen to her post, okay? Is she going to solve the case? I just don't believe so. That was the whole point of my live, and I wanted to walk you through how it felt being someone who did believe in what she had said, and then seeing the way that Kay was treated, Kresha was treated. Didn't even know that. No one even talked about that. She has literally went to a family who has missing kids for months and months out there, desperate to find their loved ones. Children, and not only kids, vulnerable kids. JJ was so vulnerable. The thought of him out there alone must have been just like soul crushing to them. So you go to that family member and you're like, here, let's do some readings. And then you use it to build a YouTube channel to grow a lot of money and a following. Those videos have gotten a ton of views. We can go look in a second. Guarantee they're the most viewed videos on the channel. And then when they don't pay you because you think you answered it, you blast their private text to validate yourself? Come on, man. And the thing is, if you missed it in the beginning, the text didn't validate anything. It was just Kresha saying, I hope, she believed in her at the time, and she wanted and was hopeful that they would listen to her, to what Donna had told her. This is a whole different story with Summer, because I wanted y'all to see how I got to where I'm at. But this is just so totally different because we don't have anyone arrested. These people, regardless of how you feel about Dawn, Candace, Jody Sue, Andy, Andrew, any of them, regardless of how you feel about anybody, no one has been charged. I mean, just flat out accusing people of all the things that they're being accused of is wrong. This is true crime. These are not only people, like I said, deeply affected by this, but like, you want the truth. People that are following and trying to pay attention and want Summer to be found know that she's not going to be found with a bunch of lies and rumors. Now, let's get into this post because I'm all over the place. I have a lot of feelings, and there is a lot of this. There's a lot of bullshit and nonsense. I'm so grateful I don't come across any of this stuff. Hey, Alan Diva, it's just bad actors. I'm hoping when we get a new sheriff, he investigates Summer's case. I do have the clip of her kind of going off, and we may listen to that in a second. But let's come over here to her post because this is quite rich. Summer Wells. I have no problem standing for and searching for truth in the midst of a bunch of drug addicts, criminals, and alcoholics who run cover for pedos. I can only assume people who run cover for peas or peas themselves. Think about it. So I'm confused of why it's like written like peas or peas right there, but okay. Remember, she knows and says she can be wrong sometimes. This is wrong. Let me just go on. It's a long ass post. When a pedophile protector and a pedophile promoter and a pedophile allower step forward to show you who they are, believe them. When a person tells you she knows her husband is providing drugs to children to be assaulted, believe her. Hate channels that promote and protect pedophiles seem abundant around the case of Summer Wells. Seems like the drug addicted pedo criminal element on YouTube is in a tizzy. They do not want the truth out. Fred started working for the police on day one of Summer's disappearance. When I started telling him clues from my readings, he knew who and where I was talking about. Oh my God. The pedo run hate channels run by pure trash, drug addicted criminals are having a tizzy fit. Ignore them like you would anybody who has spent their life preying on others and is now hoping you will give them today's drug money. Hold up. That's quite rich. Where did you go? Preying on others and hoping you'll give them their, because that is what this feels like. Preying on not only victims and the people surrounding the case, but the people who care about the case, right? And let's keep going. I just like wake up and see what you're doing. Whatever. See what has their panties in a twist in this interview with Fred Hill is that the neighbor, Fred Hill, is talking with me and explaining some of my readings and the people or places I could be referring to. Think about it. Why are the pee protectors so angry? Clinging bells provide a distraction. So does noisy drug addicts, but they will not stop Fred Hill and they will not stop me. If Fred Hill had the answers to the case, oh my God. Don't you think he would have, he was serving time, used it to his advantage? I mean, oh God, this is frustrating, but it's not even close to done. Here is an interview with Fred Hill. Later, I'll be going over the facts that we uncovered just so you can make sure in case you didn't get a chance to see this. Understand what we've established, the location of a few things and a few people who were involved that have been using other YouTube errors to try to smear the truth. Like I said, the pedo protectors and the pedophiles themselves. In fact, why aren't these YouTube... What? I'm confused. Her writing is, I think she must have been angry typing this because it's quite hard to read. As for me, I sleep just fine at night, being on the side of the child who was abused and trying to find help for that child. That child is Summer Wells. Victims of these very types of trashy talkers, a victim of bad people. Criminals, convicts, drug addicts, and trash talkers want you to believe they are the arbiter of truth. They are not. Please do not give them any money. They do this daily Jerry Springer wannabe act to get their daily drug, alcohol, and cigarette money, then come back on to mumble some more. A waste of everybody's time, and they do have a sincere commitment to sidelining this case. So obviously, a lot of this is about Jody Sue because of the fight they had in the interview. Pretty bold, and the language is very aggressive. She gets pretty aggressive when there's any pushback, which is interesting to see for sure. So none of the pedophile protectors and pedophile promoters and the allowers who had it going on right across the road, who knew and spent the last 2 years trying to convince you that her husband was providing drugs for that, then thereby knowing their husband's a drug dealer, yet stayed with said drug dealer, molester, wife beater, blah, blah, blah. Listen, all this shit though, a lot of the stuff she's saying, like Summer fell victim to criminals, this, that, maybe, but maybe not. You don't know. Police have clearly said, they don't have any evidence. They don't know. They can't rule out anything. They don't know. You openly say you can be wrong at least 1/5 of the time, right? 20% of the time. It's not good to do this. I don't like it. I don't think it's going to solve the case. I don't think Fred and Ziggy know shit. All they're trying to do is keep their channel going so they can keep a little money in so they can sit at home without going out into the real world to work for fucking money. Excuse me. And usually I don't get like this on my channel, but also, you know what? I'm just really disgusted. It's hard. So let me continue. She sleeps fine at night, but she does talk about how she sees, I find that interesting with all the things she talks about seeing. If you follow the case of Summer and you have not seen this interview with Fred, I highly suggest, as it does have actually only new information I know of that's come out in the last couple of years. So let's go to her channel for a minute. So is this a whole line of people being manipulated and do they really believe Fred and Ziggy? It appears so. How could you? And why would you block people that are challenging your argument? Isn't your argument like stronger if you allow it to be challenged? Let's look at the most popular. Oh, Koberger is one of the top. That's interesting. Summer Wells, her second most popular live stream. Dylan Mortensen. Summer Wells, never before released in search locations. Sebastian. I'm surprised Lori Vallows. Oh, wait, it's probably on her videos. Let's go there. Oh, yes. Psychic overview. Lori Vallow case. Lori Vallow, daughter Tylee Ryan, helped solve her own murder. Then Idaho 4. Really big, huge cases. A lot of what she's talking about. And again, I'm not one that believes that she's totally wrong or a scammer. I just believe this is really unethical and rude to do to people when you don't know. And that when you're talking about true crime and missing children, it's important to do it with the facts, without all the bullshit and the rumors and the could be and the what ifs and the possibilities. Because at the end of the day, every bit of your readings are what ifs. If you're doing it with the family members and they don't mind if you put the reading out, that's one thing. But there should be some kind of like self-realization for both of you ladies. Please listen and check that you see, what am I putting out into the world? How is it helping? How is it hurting? Who could this hurt and how could it hurt? Could this actually hurt the search for this missing child or whatever? I mean, come on, man. And especially spreading rumors and lies about all kinds of people as if they're fact. You know? Let me check on you guys in the comments because I've been ranting. I ain't looked at a damn one of them. Hey, Brandy. Shit, like coffee and skeletons. I love your comment because yes, and God Almighty, it's seriously. Shouldn't folks go and watch people's past videos to take note if they are the kind of people that you should trust about something serious like this? Well, 1, yes, they should. 2, they never do. 3, with Donna, the problem is her past videos really make her look more credible, right? Especially when you look at the dates of when some of them were uploaded, you can see she did get a few things right. But even, I'm going to take you back to the first thing we watched today. The detective who was first on the case, Ray Hermosillo, in Lori Vallow's case of missing Tylee, JJ, Tammy Daybell, all of that. Yes, she got some things right. Kind of weird, kind of creepy, the things she did get right. Yeah, she got some things wrong too. And no, her readings did not lead to finding the kids. And in the trial, they were able to show exactly how. Thank God. What if it was her readings? What would happen when the trial happens and you have to present evidence of how you got the perpetrator and you just say, some lady called us and told us to look here? Defense attorney would eat you up and spit you out. Poor Summer Wells. This whole case is so chaotic. It's so true. She was quite wrong on BK and Idaho 4. Yes, she was. And you know, like I said, I'm weird. I truly believe. I believe in God. I believe the Bible is real. I believe that I believe that psychics can be real too. And I know that that directly contradicts what's in the Bible, and I can give you a long explanation of why I feel the way I feel. I'm not going to do that, but you know, people believe what they believe. I don't have a problem with that. It's not even about that. It's more about what you do with the information that could or couldn't be real, and without knowing and without the family's consent. And it's just wrong. I wanted to talk about it. I don't think it's going to solve the case. I think it's interesting. It's got the case back in my feed, right? But I don't think that's a good thing. And what's going to happen next? So today, let's go over to Sweetie Paolo. Wait a second. Now, I know some people feel their way about her. I explained at the beginning. If you're late, I'll quickly tell you how I feel. I don't think she's evil, and I don't think she's this mastermind trying to scam and fool people. I don't even see her being all that active on her channel. She's not demanding money from people. She explained in her first video she was a skeptic. She saw what with the Daybell stuff, and I believe she was convinced that Donna has the truth, and I think she is convinced that what she's doing is right. And I think she's very she should really think about how useful she is to Donna and the impact of what the information they put out is. Have you really thought about that? Have you taken the time to think? Because there was a time, and maybe I'm like this because of my history, but you guys, there was a time where I didn't think about things the same. And I was on here talking about every drama Dawn and Candace did, and all, and it wasn't until across my journey, just seeing how families are affected, seeing the conversations around it, just all the things where I realized, dude, you're wrong. Even if it looks shady, you don't really have the right to get on here and accuse people. And what if you're wrong? I don't give a fuck. If I'm telling you what right now, Candace Wells, there could be a 99% chance she's guilty. I'm not saying this is the case, just for instance. If I get on here and there's a 1% chance she's not, and I accuse her, and she is a mom who's grieving a missing child, who already has some substance abuse, mental health issues, all the things. Dude, what kind of piece of shit am I being? Even if it's 1%, that's 1%, man. Doesn't it matter? Like, doesn't this matter? And to the viewers who eat this shit up, that's the goal. Money. In my opinion, that's where I'm at with this. And I think that everybody needs, like, that is part of it, should take a step back and realize, like, doesn't your impact matter? To me, impact matters far more than intention sometimes, most times. You can have good intentions, but if the impact is far reaching and greatly disturbing, it doesn't really make a fuck out what your intentions were, because you've already impacted the hell out of the person. Welcome to my channel. I like to go off on long rants and just go and go and go. And if you have not hated it or I haven't driven you crazy, please leave a like because it's free, or hype the video. Thanks. No, I'm just teasing because I do go on rants. But okay. This is why I pushed the live today. So I was going to go live at noon, and I saw this 12:15. Don't know why I was thinking it was today. I was waiting and ready. I was excited to see. Well, it's tomorrow. So we're going to talk maybe after, depending what happens. But she posted some things as well. To the numbskull loser that hijacked her live stream. So it looks like somebody has been, I guess, playing her videos, and not just like she says she's fine with commentary and stuff. She's got a short on it. I'm not going to play it, but she doesn't want you to bash her while playing her videos. I can understand that. Whatever. A lot of people feel that way. It's not really rare, but let's take a look at the description of this. Drama erupts, so I bring receipts. Have you ever seen the receipts I brought tonight? Kay Woodcock saying she was demanded to give money and how stressful it was. I didn't play it all. Go listen to it all. Go listen to what she says after. How hard this was on her family. How she was already going through such a hard time. And not only is she being hit up by tons of people over money, but everything else that's going on. Have you seen that she put out the messages with Kresha? Dude, that's wrong. Here's what she says. Drama erupts, so I bring receipts. The JJ, Tylee, Donna Serafina files. Look what you made me do. She says, it's a sick thing to be right, but she was right. And if she was right then, and right many times since then why wouldn't we think she's right about Summer? Lauren, she says herself, even the best psychics in the world are wrong 20% of the time. let's say you're right about this, which I'm not going to agree to, but let's just say she's been right so many times. Let's give some examples, which these are not all accurate, but just we'll give some examples. JJ and Tylee, she's right. Okay, let's say she's right. Suzanne Morphy, let's say she's right. Let's pretend she was right about Idaho 4. And let's pretend she was right about Trump getting shot because she covered that too. That's 4 times that she was right. Let's say Summer is the 5th. Wouldn't 80% be that last 5th situation? That would be 20% of the 5 we just talked about. She could be right. It's not right to put it out there like it's a fact, or even like it's not a fact. It's not right to put this stuff out there. It's not. It's not right to talk about these horrible graphic things done to this little girl when you don't know if that's true. And even if you don't believe, because she says on her post here, you're no better than Candace, the worst mother I've ever heard of. What? I mean, let me read this to you too. Monday, I will address the people. I have no other choice. I've observed for years and kept my mouth shut. This will be an indictment on the Summer Wells creators that mess around and use her face to line their pockets. Hell hath no fury like a woman who is scorned. Who is that? Because I don't actually know. I mean, I know I don't know. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. I guess we'll see what she has to say. I mean, it says it's about JJ and Tylee, but then again, it says that it's the Summer Wells files. About Summer Wells. I don't know. Let's take a second, though, because I really need to pee, but I wanted to chat with you guys just a little bit more. So I'm going to... Oh, man. Oh, God, what am I doing? I'm so sorry. I'm going to pull some up real fast. I'm going to drop this link again. We'll play another minute or 2 of this video. It is a very good, this is just a short clip of the entire video. It's actually, let me replay for people who came in late. This is what the detective, Ray Hermosillo, lead detective in Lori Vallow's case, Chad Daybell's case, had to say about Donna, okay? The video, there's a long video. This is just a part of it. Is very good. Please go check it out. Hey, damaged goods with no regrets. Did Donna say that too? It seems like the new YouTube trend. If someone doesn't like what is said about them, boom, get a court order. Pathetic. TOS says you're allowed to review and critique. I know. You're exactly right. And it does. I am so sick of restraining orders on people because you don't like what they say. That's just not the way it's supposed to work. And that's weak. Okay, here we go.
Your oath in court. Here's what he said about psychics.
We got to talk about the psychics.
Let's talk about psychics.
I love the psychics. Now, please know, I do not believe in psychics, but I love a good... Oh, you got some tarot cards? I want to know all about it. So what is your relationship with the Reverend Donna Serafina Donna? One of those is her actual name. I'm never sure which way her name goes.
Okay, so I'll give you the scoop. You ready?
Yes, please.
Okay. Early on, we would get a call from a lot of psychics. That's when we had the tip hotline set up, and we would get tips from everybody. So we would get a psychic that called in and said, the kids are in a bunker, they're being held in Montana. Or I can see the kids, they're in a hole, they can't talk, they're hungry, they're tired. And so they would give us that. Or I could see the kids up in a mountain somewhere. Donna said what she said. So we really can't take those psychic tips seriously because we have to have foundation and facts and evidence in order to follow up with things. Now, I'll say that the psychics had zero to do with us finding JJ and Tylee. It was evidence. It was warrants. It was hard detective work that led to the discovery of those kids.
Mhm.
With that being said, Donna had some pretty close-ish information that kind of matched up with how we found the kids. So that was kind of spooky. It was kind of weird.
Kind of spooky, kind of weird, kind of matched up, got some things right, some things wrong. Okay, might, whatever. But didn't lead to us finding the kids, didn't solve the case, may have been right about some things. Sure, that's fine. But this is important because this is what led to the trust. You know what I mean? That man right there is one of the main reasons Tylee and JJ were found. Thank you, Ray. And thank you, cast team. And I agree with you. They did an excellent job. And when you actually see the evidence, go listen to Chad Daybell's pre-trial hearings, okay? Go and watch that. Not you guys here, but just to people who don't know. Like, go listen. They spell it out for you. Go watch the trial, too. I mean, they can literally show exactly where in the yard Alex was standing at certain times during Tylee being buried and JJ as well. I mean, they know. They followed their movements. They seen him out in the yard for hours and hours and hours. And then, I mean, with the dates, they show exactly how they got there. So, anyways, that's where we're at. I'm sure there is quite a lot more here because think about this. I've been seeing things going around a bit for a while now. And just when trying to gather and do some research for this video, kind of see what's going on, I find those texts with Kresha. And, I'm sorry, that's huge for me. I don't give a fuck if I believed you were completely genuine and you really were right and you were going to help save the whole fucking world. When you are doing things like that, putting out those texts of hers to validate yourself when she didn't even say, you're right, you were right, you solved it, which how would she know anyway? She's not a cop. She wouldn't know what led them there exactly. But you're putting out and taking advantage of somebody who trusted you to find their loved ones. And you know what? I don't know. This is just important for me to talk about with all of the things combined. At one point, I spoke of her in very high regard on my channel in old videos. I don't know if they're still up or they're not, but I know I did. And I talked a lot about Summer's case, and I wanted to explain like why it's wrong and to the viewers why we should be thinking about what we're supporting. And don't get your heart and soul and feelings all caught up in this. Don't. In any psychics. They're, after the fact, it might be cool to look at what they got right, but in the middle of a case unfolding, don't let anybody on YouTube can get your emotions all over the place. Ellie got me all fired up. Tess, I've been fired up. I'm really pissed. I'm telling you, like I was saying, I got sidetracked, but I don't give a shit how real I thought you were, how much good I thought you might do. Once I saw you release those messages on Kresha, and then you demanded and had many people harassing Kay. She said stalked. She felt stalked. Okay? I can't support it anymore. And I don't see how anybody could. And it's not like I'm a psychic and I want to help you. I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to give you my abilities. Let's find your loved one. That's what it's about. And then at the end, you're like, wait, I want my money. I want the fame. I need to be known as doing this. Excuse me? You're showing what it's about. And at that point, nope, I can't support it anymore. And I just can't. So anyway, Lori, me and these headphones, y'all. My headphones are lost, the ones I usually use. So these are what I've got. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Lori asked, what is my opinion of what happened this summer? I just don't think we have enough evidence of anything to have like a strong opinion of what I truly believe could have happened. There are little things that I wonder, and I think that there's some like good reason to kind of speculate about. One of being the simple thing of number one, did she run off? Footprints were found. That's a fact. Did she run off somewhere? And I'm telling you right now, in the Appalachian Mountains, I grew up there, but I also went and visited the exact place where she disappeared from. Oh my gosh, why did it do me like that? Anyways, I'm sorry. Let me think what I'm saying. In those mountains, it's really lush. There's a lot of it. It'd be easy to not see something that was there. Also, though, I have to keep in mind that there's a lot of shady people around. All around, and I don't trust none of them. Especially like, I don't want to accuse anybody. That's the problem. So it's really hard for me to do that now. I don't want to do that. I don't want to, like, my thing is like, let's do no harm to these people. You know what I mean? I think that's important. I think we all got to think about that. So do I think there are, let me tell you what, Lori, they're up, red flag videos listing out all the red flags I saw with Dawn and Candace, which is pretty wrong of me to do. Maybe I should take it down, but I never wanted to like hide it. So I can see like a lot of red flags and stuff everywhere, but I don't think there's enough any way you go to say for certain I believe this happened. I don't think these crazy readings, this very brutal, graphic things that are, being claimed that happened to Summer. I think it's just important if we want to be serious and talk about these cases and we want the facts. I think it's important to stick with that. I think it's important to not run off and accuse people. I've seen so many times where someone looked just so guilty and they just weren't. They still maybe weren't a good person or whatever, but yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with them. The great thing about Appalachia is everyone is related. Excuse me. That is where I grew up, and it used to be a really beautiful place. It's kind of, drugs have like taken over and ruined many parts of the mountains. Many of them hollers. Oh, in her post, she spelled holler wrong. It's not holler like hallway. Okay. I don't know why I can't get my camera to look right. I was really going to try. I wanted to show y'all my little Grinch Christmas tree. But I'm having trouble getting it. Oh my God. Ah! Let me check on your comments and then we'll just turn off the thing and make it full screen. She was tiny. She could have easily fell into a crevice or a sinkhole. Absolutely. Animals, which I think they would have probably found signs of that. The footprints are really concerning for me to think that, and then like I said, I have made lists. I'm not going to do it today. It goes against what I believe in and who I want to be. I don't want to harm people no matter what. Even if I don't think they're the best people or parents, especially innocent people, like if they're innocent, so I'm not going to list off any, of that, but I think there's a lot of possibilities and I hope that she's found. And the fact that Michael Vaughn, they have finally charged people, and that really gives me hope that maybe it's coming, I've seen the red flag video. Yeah. Hey, Chief. I think if there was enough red flags, we would have seen an arrest by now. Yeah, I don't think that was necessarily fair of me to do. But I think that there could still be genuine red flags and it wasn't them at all. Maybe they just weren't being great parents at the time or had addiction issues or, and I don't know. I'd hate for a psychic to affect the prosecution of a case and defense attorneys shred this one in particular if on the stand. Agree. I'd hate for it to hurt the case. I'd hate for it to hurt the people involved. There's nothing solid, in my opinion, right? Okay. I am not dropping the StreamYard link. Wow, who are you, Justin Retro Stuff Channel? Lori, thank you for being a member for 33 months. So that's it. We're going to we'll see. We might talk about it more. We might not. I'm not going to get into all the drama surrounding it. I'm not going to do any kind of like drama stuff. But if there's something really relevant to the cases, whether JJ and Tylee, any follow-up discussion, we might have it on a True Crime News too one day or something like that. Depends. I'm ready to get into the Sarah Wandra stuff because guess what? She has been charged. Okay. Oh, I think Donna covered that. Maybe we should see if she was right about anything. But she has been charged, so totally fair to go at her ass and pull up all her social media and show all the bullshit she said. And I think that's where things are different if someone's been charged. There is no such thing as a perfect victim. Good point, Hoodies and a Crowbar. So, like, even if parents might have red flags, they don't need to be perfect to be the victims of this, right? Just because that the two things can be true at one time, that they had nothing to do with it, but maybe there were red flags or signs that made it look like they did. We also have to take into consideration active trauma. No one should be accused without solid evidence. Appalachian reminds me of the movie Deliverance. Callie, I told y'all before, I grew up about like 10 minutes, maybe 15 from the Whitakers. So she's a reverend and a psychic. She is. She actually she did some kind of spiritual training. She gets all into it. I don't know. Thank you, Jess. Well, also I have a filter on. Look, I'll show you. I'm not going to let y'all think it's just my skin. I do need to lay under my little red light because it makes my skin look better, but here's the filter off. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So it kind of smooths out maybe here or something. It's just a really slight one on StreamYard. But thank you. There's no way an attorney would ever put a psychic on the stand. That's not what I mean. I mean, for everyone speaking on panels or have spoken on panels, I think law enforcement would have made. Yes, I agree. No, I know. I didn't think you meant it towards me, but I did do the red flag video. Let me tell you, I was not like, it wasn't cool, the things I was doing. I wasn't like accused, like I wasn't saying things that weren't true, but also I was talking about this rumor, that rumor. They did this on the panel. They're acting like that, just really kind of fanning the flames of that, which wasn't cool. Part of my tinfoil hat, has anyone considered the missing 411 situation? That's cool, Justin. I think Candace, that's the thing, B. That's what I was thinking just now. The people surrounding them all around. Don't think there was a lot of really great people around. She said it's worse than Tylee. Sorry, I can't even hear what happened to Michael Vaughn. Carolina, yeah. They are very graphic. That's why I decided not to play any of it today. I tossed around the idea to myself a bit, but I just don't think, I think the readings are a problem. The things that are being put out there, sure, you might say at the beginning it could be wrong. Some psychics are always, there's always a chance with the best psychics, but then you go on to speak as if it's fact. When she was screaming the stuff at Jody Sue, I mean, she was just saying all this stuff as if it was fact, and it was stuff I don't think maybe I missed some, but I've never seen some of that stuff proven. I just didn't think it was a problem. So if I come here and play it, then am I the problem too? Because I'm going to get 100 people who maybe haven't heard it to hear it again, and spread the message a little bit further. I'm kind of torn with that. Oh, Jess from that beach she goes to. I'm going back next week. I am so excited. No, but I have this red light therapy. It's really good. So that's the end. I'm just going to shoot the shit with y'all for a minute now, if that's what you came for. we're done. I mean, I'll address comments, but anyway, I have a red light I lay under, and it has made a huge difference in like how healthy and glowy my skin looks. I had a patient once who was a journalist and assisted in the 70s with a psychic solve a murder case, and he wrote a book about it. It was groundbreaking back then. It's pretty cool. Oh, thank you, Rainbow Baby. That's very sweet. Let me get through some of y'all's comments. I can show y'all my tree. It said new bee venom roller. Yes, that's true. Amber did turn me on to this bee venom thing that's supposed to kind of freeze your muscles. It's new, so I don't have any thoughts on it yet, but thank you, Nicole B. I mean, there's a little bit, so it was hot today. It was like 75. I laid out in the sun in t-shirts and like shorts, but not in a bathing suit, but I did lay out for like an hour. My back has been killing me. Thank you, B. You know someone from Boone County where the infamous Jesse White and his family are. Yep, the wonderful Whites of West Virginia. Girl, I know all about them. Oh, thank you, Jess. My comment stands. Thank you, guys. She doesn't speak like a reverend should either. She says horrible things. She damn sure does. Oh, thank you, Damaged Goods. I appreciate that. You're beautiful too. I'm glad that you stopped by. Hey, Mama Bear. I do think Donna means well, but I also think she could appreciate this feedback. That's what I was hoping. I didn't want to come on here. Look, some of my friends are really set in their ways and they have very strong, I respect it because I think it's for a good reason about her and Lauren, and that they think they're malicious and everything. I don't necessarily feel that way. And I was hoping that I actually don't need these now. We're not listening to anything else. I was hoping that my video might be received as like constructive criticism. It's not hate. I don't hate them. It's not meant to be taken like that at all. But also it's like, if you don't see how damaging what you're doing is to all the people you're doing it to, not just the people directly affected, the YouTubers and everybody else, can you listen and maybe you'll see it now. And once I found that she put out those messages of crushes to validate her ass, I'm not happy about that. So I probably went a little harder than I expected, that I meant to. I wanted it to be taken in and maybe actually listened to, not just taken as hate. Uh-oh. Did I undo my mic? All right, I want to show y'all my tree. I got a Grinch tree, and I'll show you the light too. Just give me 1 second. Let's see. I can't really see it there, but hold on. Okay. So here's the red light. Like you just turn it on. I can't do it because it's not it has to plug into the wall. But all these lights under here, you can do like 7 different lights. They all do different things. They reach different depths to do, like some are acne fighting, some are anti-aging. That's usually what I do. I need to do it more, but when I do it, my skin looks a lot better. And you just lay under it for 20 minutes a couple times a week. It's kind of relaxing. And then let me show y'all my tree. I got a little Grinch tree. I don't know if you'll be able to tell that it's a Grinch tree, though. Donna makes me sick. I'm sorry after Sweetie Pie Low acted the way she did and with everything else. She has to know by now. Not everyone does things for money. Hey, Mitchell. Thank you, Some Golf Girl. Let me get to the bottom. You're right, Damaged Goods. For the title she demands to be recognized as, she should speak and conduct herself much differently. I totally agree. Let me just show y'all. I'll play a video of her going off at the end. That's what we'll end with, just to show y'all how intense it's gotten. Thank you, guys. But you know how people are. No, I'm about to show it right now. I just wanted to catch up with your comments. Okay. You know how people are. They can't take criticism. Hell, it's hard to take it. It is. I get it. But Look at it. Can you tell that it's a... I was trying to. I don't want to get all up in y'all's faces, but I can't tell if you can tell it's a Grinch tree. I don't think so, but it is lime green. It's not green like a tree, and it's bent over at the top like this with a little ball on it. It is really, really cute. And so far, I've only put like a couple ornaments on it. I'm not done. I have them over here to do. I've put a red bows and a ball on the top, a big red ball. So I love it though. I'm really excited. Thank you guys. Okay. So this is what we'll end with, and I'm going to let y'all go. I don't think I have it here, but I do. I mean, I do have it here, but I had already exited out. So just one second. This also comes from Hartley. This is the same video because she has a very long video that's really good. You got to watch it. If you're interested in this, you need to see it. That's where the Hermosillo clip came from, and it will be linked in the description. But she also has this video, and this is just part of the triggered live stream that went too far. Talk about a reverend and how she should speak with some respect. Hear this shit.
For purposes of commentary, criticism, documentation, and public interest. This footage is shown to analyze the spread of misinformation and the potential harm caused by creators exploiting real cases.
In the search of the 125 property at that time, the day before, seemed like they was mentioning it that day.
Oh, so Andy Bernard not only lied to the police and got caught about being present at the time Summer Wells disappeared, but he also refused to let the police search his property, even though all these other neighbors with massive drugs, they were letting the police come search. But Andy Bernard would not let the police search his property.
Well, I think it was Jody that refused the search of it because she did when I was recording on that day. She said I just say that she didn't want him to go in the house and stuff because he had guns and stuff in there, and he was a felon, and she was trying to keep him from getting in trouble. So I don't know. That's just what she had told on the recording. She denied the search, supposedly.
But she'll come on here and say she didn't deny the search, you know?
Yeah,
so,
but the police were letting people know they weren't there for drugs and other things. They weren't looking in drawers. They were looking for a child. Yeah. And these people, Andy Bernard, lied to people. Jody could have just stuck the guns somewhere under or something.
I'm going to skip a little bit. Let's see. Because this is details and like shit I don't... Again, information I'm not really wanting to spread. But I think it's about here where she starts getting, hey, lay to knee 3. You're pretty late, girl. I ain't gonna lie, but we're about done. But you can always hit the replay because we did talk about some interesting stuff. But aw, damaged goods, the Grinch as your ringtone. Thank you. I love that. That's cute. I want to get some other Grinch stuff. Okay, but I had a whole thing I paused for. Damn it. No, I forgot. Oh, yes, I remember. And it's not related. So again, welcome to my channel. I'm all over the place, but I try to lay things out in a way that you can understand. But anyways, Mama Bear asked about the red light and she didn't know if they worked. I just wanted to say you can email me if you want. I can help you, but I know where some good affordable ones are, but do not just buy any one you find because you'll see on Walmart, Amazon, everywhere. There's a lot of them. If it's too cheap, it's probably too good to be true. Although mine was pretty affordable. It was like maybe $80 to $90 on sale. You want to find one and make sure that they list how deep each color goes. Like, because you need to make sure it's detailed. If you email me, I can help you find one, but don't just trust any of them. If you get a good one, they do work very well. They're really good. Okay, here we go.
We're on the 14th.
So what? So what? Jody Sue, what?
Here it is. What? Oh my God. I never seen her act like this. When I saw this, I was like, oh my. So she's pointing out, but wait. Fred is telling different stories. And Donna don't like that. So
That you had...
Here it is.
But wait, Fred said he had guns carried elsewhere on the 14th.
So what? So what? Jody Sue, what the fuck? A 5-year-old child's missing across the dirt road. You know your asshole husband had something to do with it. He's fucking lying to the cops, you stupid little bitch. Fuck you.
So
Fuck you, whore.
I want to explain
Come on
something real
here, Jody Sue, you come on here, you blabber like a drunken, insane idiot for 2 years straight, booking cigarette money, whatever it is you're doing. Do you even give a shit about the children that were being raped across the street? With you claiming that it was your husband supplying them the narcotics to knock the children out? Did you call CPS prior to little Summer Wells disappearing? Answer that in your little comments. Answer that.
So Donna, this is Donna's righteous indignation. She has every right to act like this because Donna has been treated so crappy.
Wait, so here we go. And again, you guys know what I've said along this whole way. I don't dislike Lauren at all. I actually like her. But what to me, the very first time I heard it, my thought was, all right, she's acting like a damn fool and she shouldn't be taking it this far and being so freaking insane about this. That's why you're stepping in and saying, oh, this is their righteous indignation. She has a right to feel this way. Everything she's been through and how they've talked about her. It's okay because it's wrong. Let's hear that again. And then I'm about to.
Whatever it is you're doing, do you even give a shit about the children that were being raped across the street? With you claiming that it was your husband supplying them the narcotics to knock the children out? Did you call CPS prior to little Summer Wells disappearing? Answer that in your little comments. Answer that.
So Donna, this is Donna's righteous indignation. She has every right to act like this because Donna has been treated so crappy when she's the one who actually wants Summer to be found and justice to be, in existence, maybe finally once and for all. And the way we look at it is Jody has been the roadblock in a lot of these cases, in a lot of instances with Summer Wells' case.
Yeah.
Like, why would she know? She would talk about the fact that little girls were being drugged,
Right.
harmed, but then not tell what she knows.
Yeah, Jody too. You're sitting there drunk as a skunk every night, chain smoking cigarettes like you're the ultimate authority. You're telling all of us that you're
chain smoking cigarettes like you're the ultimate authority. Hold the hell up. I feel personally offended by that. Sometimes I chain smoke cigarettes and I ain't nobody's authority but a couple kids. What do you mean? Chain smoking cigarettes is synonymous with thinking you're the ultimate authority? You are getting so razzled and dazzled and crazy that you're not making sense no more.
Her husband, Andy Bernard, was supplying the sedatives for little children, and we're talking 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, to be assaulted.
We're gonna wrap it up there. I'm not gonna spread her lies or not lies. I think her information that hasn't been proven to be true and could be slanderous to somebody, could be hurtful to somebody. Let me tell you what, pedophiles are some of the most hated people on the planet for a good reason. But some of the things that, and I'm not taking a stand that he's a good person either at all. I'm just saying I'm not spreading that shit. Anyway, I'm at lunch smoking right now. Yeah, I got an emoji because sometimes I get so pissed off. I got to take a break and have a smoke over some of the cases and the bullshit that goes on and all the things. So anyway, yeah, message me. That'd be cool. That's good. I got you back. Hey, Wolfie. No, Donna had no right to put that out on kids. That's a good point, Pixie. Not only what you're saying that you're okay, number one, let's say that it's true. You're exposing somebody's trauma. That's not your place. Let's say that it's not true. You're accusing somebody of something pretty sick. I don't think it's appropriate any way you go. Wake up. Hello. And let me ask y'all. Does a disclaimer about how some psychics are wrong, even the best ones, do you think it would kind of save somebody from a lawsuit? Makes me want to smoke a treat. Okay. You do? Curious Christine uses red light therapy on her horse. I wanted to end it with this. Hey, Michelle. This is from the NCMEC site. It's just Summer's missing flyer, and they do have the new updated age progression photo. Summer, Moon, Utah Wells. I mean, my God, her name. from the first time I talked about her case, every time I've said her name, you can't help but think, what a gorgeous, beautiful name she has. Summer Moon, Utah Wells, missing since June 15th, 2021. Her photo is shown age progressed to 9 years. She was last seen at home on June 15th at approximately 6 p.m. She was last seen wearing gray pants and a pink shirt and was possibly barefoot. And again, those footprints are just something to keep in mind. Look, if there's ever an update with this case, I will talk about it. You better believe if there's an update with this, I'll talk about it. If there's I've told you guys, I'm going to talk about anything that true crime or true crime adjacent that I think is important to talk about if I feel moved to talk about it on this channel. And then I'll talk shit about whatever else I want on my other channel. But no, sometimes we might talk about a new documentary, a psychic in a case, whatever, the hidden true crime stalker lawsuit injunction. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about just whatever I feel passionate. And if something happens with this tomorrow and I feel it's important to speak about it or I want to speak about it, I will. So that's the plan. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Tonight, my friend Amber is going live. I don't even know what it's on, but I know she goes on Sundays. So before we go, I'm going to go and do the redirect over to her channel. She's on at 8, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Central. Wait, Central. I'm losing my mind. All this crazy shit on this internet and in my real life, I can't even think straight. I'm in freaking on the East Coast. Definitely not Central Time. Right on the East Coast. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here. Hope that you'll be here too. Monday through Thursday, every day this week. All right. Redirect goes to ATS. Uh-oh, Amber. Do you have yours on? I'm not sure that. Oh, wait. Oh, I found it. It's a Nicole Kessinger thing. Amber has done really great documentaries on the Watts case. She has a bit of a different opinion than most people do, and I think it's like her passion project in a way. She talks about many other cases, but a lot of people on her channel like to dig through discovery, facts, evidence, all the things, and she does that. She does a great job at it. So if you're interested, that's what she's doing. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Damaged Goods. I was gonna say, maybe one of the mods could link your channel. And thank you for coming by. Nate, will you click on her link and link it, please? Or Tess, one of you guys. And thank you so much. Oh, I hate the freaking the ats because I'm confusing, like getting confused a little bit with people's names. Anyways, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I gotta go. Again, it's like every time. If I don't hit end, I'm just going to keep rambling. I like you guys. It's fun hanging out. And I don't have somebody going, can I have this? Can I have that? Can you get me this? Help, I need this. Get to just chill and talk. So sometimes I get stuck here. I gotta go. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Pointer Lover. Thank you, Tess. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you, Nate, 3 times, which is awesome. We like you too. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. East Coast time, by the way, 8:30 p.m. Central. Oh God, the fuck is wrong with me?